Hey YouTube, it's your boy Diaphone. Rollback for Blazblue Cross Tag Battle is finally here. You know, this is the first anime game I took seriously, and it's one of my favorite fighting games of all time. And to honor that, I wanted to discuss all the characters and rank them from easiest to hardest to reach a basic level of understanding, or what I call skill floor. We'll judge this based on a number of factors: team versatility, ease of execution, and how easy is their gameplay to execute. My personal philosophy is that you should pick the characters you love, regardless if they're hard or easy. Just know that if your character's on the harder side of things, it might take a longer time for you to learn them relative to the rest of the cast. So just don't get discouraged. But if you're unsure of who to play, I would recommend the characters that are easier. Team selection is also very important, and playing a team with bad synergy can make learning the game harder than it should be. I have a guide on that, link in the description below. And so I'll go in order of the characters as you see here. But first, before that, we need to start with the most obvious choice. And Yumi is obviously in the hardest tier. Hardest to lose with. No, seriously, this character is the easiest character in the game by far. I actually have a 1-minute guide of her on my YouTube channel. Literally, her game plan is one bread and butter combo. It's very basic. She just has all the tools to find the meta. She literally has synergy with every single character in the game. So you'll see a lot of this character, and for good reason. She's one of the best characters, but she's also easily the easiest character to play in the game. All right, so let's go in order. Adachi. I do think Adachi's probably on the easier side. I'm thinking easier medium. His game plan is very straightforward, right? You either go in with his big buttons or try to zone out with AZO, or use BZO and then active switch to your partner and then go in. So yeah, very general game plan, quite strong, has synergy with a lot of characters, although you do want someone that synergizes well with Zio. Adachi does have some technical stuff. Some of his combos, like more optimal combos, can be kind of tricky. I'll put him in medium for now. All right, so I actually think Aegis is one of the hardest characters in the game. You know, one of the things I judge people on is like how easy is your bread and butter, because like everyone kind of has typically one or two bread and butters that they go for, and I think the Aegis combos are generally more on the harder side. You also have to manage a gauge, but the gauge like never goes empty, so it's not that hard. She also like needs very specific partners. Like she's hard to synergize with because her assists aren't the best, but they do work with some players, and then she also needs specific assists to work with. So yeah, I got put her in hardest. Aegis is one of those characters that has a lot of potential that people still haven't quite unlocked. All right, let's talk about Akatsuki. Akatsuki's easy or medium. He's like one of the most gorilla-like characters. If you're looking for a gorilla-like character, Akatsuki's one. His DP is kind of hard to punish, actually, if you're not looking for it. Especially air DP, where you could just like super jump air DP is really strong. His buttons are quite good, especially his 5B. Covers a lot of screen, has super high priority. His bread and butters are pretty easy. You just kind of keep looping the same thing over and over. And yeah, his neutral's pretty basic, right? You just kind of dash up, do buttons, throw fireball, kind of like a Shoto, and then if you have assist, you can do like assist plus Tatsu. So I'm gonna put him in easy. All right, we got Akihiko. I actually think Akihiko is also another gorilla-like character, but I do think he's on the harder side compared to Akatsuki, right? He has like some really technical stuff, especially like some of his air juggles can be really technical. You also have to do like TK dive for a mix-up, and that can be a little tricky. You have to be very good at pressuring your opponent and like reading push blocks and that sort of thing. And he works with a good amount of people. You need someone to like cover your dash punch. So he doesn't synergize with everyone, but people that work really well with his dash punch. And he also has really good assist to boot. Yeah, I'm gonna put him hard, but he could definitely move up. All right, let's talk about Azrael. He's pretty easy, honestly. He used to be like down here and harder or hardest, but he used to have like, you have to clean hit certain combos, which means you have to time the button correctly, but they took that away. Now you can just like do the EX move and you get a full combo, and it's really easy. He's definitely harder than Adachi, but yeah, he has a very straightforward game plan, right? You do your 236A, which is plus on block, and then you get in with assist, and then you do mix up, and then you win because he does a lot of damage. He still has some clean hit stuff, and he also has to do like TK Growler mix-ups and that sort of thing. I'll put him in hard for now. All right, Blake I think is also in hard. I don't think she's hardest. People think Blake is like a really technical character, but they made some of the stuff a lot easier in 2.0. For example, like her corner combos used to be pretty inconsistent, and now they're a lot more consistent. Execution wise, her bread and butter does take, it's like Aegis, where you're gonna have to actually practice her bread and butter for a while just to get it down right. But I'm gonna put her in hard for now. I don't think she's quite as hard as Aegis, but she has a lot more technical stuff, and like she's like very hard to master because you can be very, very technical with the character. Clone cancels and the variety of different kinds of clone cancel mix-ups you can do. All right, I'm looking at this more. Guys, you're capping. Adachi's easy. Yeah, this is gonna be everyone hard and hardest. No. Everything has to be relative. Adachi's definitely easy. All right, so tank is easy. I mean, this character has like no options, right? Like you just throw beams and you have like one block string and your mix up. You just have to get close and do the instant overhead, or you can do the like a long block stun assist and then do jump C. Yeah, this character doesn't really have that much to him, and therefore he's pretty easy. Carmine. I think Carmine's probably medium. He has some pretty technical stuff. One of the hardest things with him is blood management, and while it's not really an execution thing, it's kind of hard to control at first. Like you just can't keep spamming his moves because you'll lose a crap ton of blood. So you do target come the cross raid, you get like a bunch of his health back. So managing the health, it's not as bad as it might seem. His combos can be a little more technical, so I'm gonna put him in medium just because he does have that like extra mechanic to him. All right, Celica, this character is easy, free. You just start the round 5A. It's one of the best start of the round buttons. You do jump C plus assist, you get in, and then you just kind of do monkey around stuff. She does have like a health mechanic, you know, where she has different combos when she's at full health compared to non, but you know, that stuff doesn't really change that much and doesn't really change your core gameplay that much, where you just kind of like do monkey stuff and you go in. So definitely easy. Chie, I'm gonna put medium or hard. You know, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm actually gonna put Chie in hard. Just because I think in order for you to get the most out of this character, you need to learn the touch of death combos. In order for like you to play a competent Chie, and like if you drop that touch of death, you can lose, and like it only works with certain assists. So it's basically, you know, you get a hit, call assist, do power charge, and then you do the power charge follow up. She also doesn't have the best synergy either because her assists are kind of whack, so she's kind of hard just to like fit in some place. She's very team dependent, and her neutral's like kind of not that standard. Like she has to like do a lot of jump C and like kind of like play very patient. She does have dash punch that's pretty good, but it can be baited out pretty easily. You can also just react to it. I feel like I have to put this character into hard because if you drop a touch of death with Chie, it's like, well, fuck. All right, let's talk about Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth's hard too. Elizabeth kind of has that Chie syndrome where like she has like crazy long combos. Oh, Chie's combos aren't crazy long, but Elizabeth's are, and they can do a ton of damage, but you're required to not drop them and you're required to learn them to get the most out of this character. Yeah, and like her neutral's not very obvious. The only reason like that I even consider putting her hard is that her assists are like universally super easy to use. They're some of the best assist kits in the game. So as a support, she's quite easy, but like when she's actually on point, she's very difficult to play because like her buttons aren't the best, and then once you get the hit, you have like all these different routes you have to memorize. I'll put her in hardest now just because like I do think she's harder than Chie and Blake. All right, S, easy character, free. If you guys have ever played Blazblue, Central Fiction, she's considered one of the easiest characters in there. She's also considered one of the easiest here. She's just kind of a gorilla. She does gorilla things. Combos are quite easy, so not with Fireball. I mean, her gameplay is just super basic. Her assist gets really good. She kind of just fits in any team. Yeah, definitely an easy character. I also think, all right, we might actually have a lot of characters in easy. Maybe we'll have to restructure this. I think Gordeau is also very easy. Very basic game plan. You just kind of hang back, do 5B to whiff punish or to control space, and then you know, run your mix up when you get close. If you need to tag out, you just do Grim Reaper, active switch, and that's it. Now you know how to play Gord. Yeah, he's very basic game plan, very good assists. I actually think I kind of agree with you. I think Hakumen is hard. He has a lot of combos that you need to memorize, it seems. His neutral's kind of tricky. You need to like know what you can slash, what you can't, what you should counter, what you can't. He's very strong, I feel, and like he has like some of the best active switch options in the game, where you can just do like your high low into active switch and then, you know, get easy unblockables. Yeah, his movement's pretty tricky too, where he doesn't have like that traditional movement. He kind of has to like take steps forward and back. So yeah, I think he's definitely tricky. He's a little unorthodox compared to the rest of the cast. I think he's probably like the easier part. I think Blake's the hardest one of this right now. I think Hazama, hard or hardest? What do you guys think about Hazama? I think Hazama's a hard character, especially if you factor in team versatility. He has to have one of the worst assist kits in the game, right? So he doesn't really fit into teams very well. It can be very hard to play some matchups, especially characters that can like stop you from chaining, or like assist like Vatista that can just like snipe you out of the air. I think in order to get the most out of this character, you have to play him like really optimally, and he has some really executionally tough stuff. And even just like moving around in the air with chains is like a lot trickier than like other characters' movement options are. I think his bread and butters are pretty hard too, so yeah, I'll put him in hard. All right, heart, I'm gonna put hard in medium. Actually, I could see some people taking issue with that and putting her in easy. Maybe she is easy, honestly. Honestly, my first instinct was hard, and then I started to think like, wait, you just mash air backdash and you just do like unga shit, and then you kind of get in. Her basic bread and butter is like you can make them super short, but yeah, like if you want to learn like the actual good stuff of heart, I think she's probably medium. Air movement's a little tricky too. Like obviously air backdash is really strong, but like outside of using air backdash, like if you want to actually approach, it can be tricky, and you have to like really adjust your approaches to deal with how the opponent is trying to counteract your approach, right? And like because of that, I don't think her neutral is like that straightforward. Her assists aren't the best too, so it's like kind of hard to fit her into some teams. At the same time, she's kind of a gorilla, so she's not the hardest character to play, so I'm gonna put her in medium. All right, Hilda's obviously hardest. No, I don't know about Hilda, honestly. She got some pretty tricky shit, but she also has like full screen normals. Generally, characters with full screen normals aren't that hard to play. Hardest to tolerate in a one bar connection. You're actually right about that, fan. I'm gonna put her in medium. Her bread and butters are actually a little tricky compared to like someone like S or Akatsuki, or especially Yumi. She's also like very committal. She doesn't like play the traditional BBTAG neutral, and I think that can be a little tricky for new players. People used to think this character is like really bad, but now like people think she's one of the best in the game. But I think it's because, you know, she's a character that takes some time to figure out, and like how well she works with assists and how well she can control space and that sort of thing. She is, in my opinion, probably one of the worst DPs because it's really slow, which means you could do like a meaty 5A on her wake up, and if she DPs, you block in time. I think she's tricky to get the most out of her. Like she's not a character you can just pick up and win. I think you have to like have some really good setups with her and use her assists really well. Yeah, her DP does that. Actually, I take that back. Her DP is definitely not the worst in the game. It does have good utility. Maybe defensively it's really bad, but like in like other situations like anti-air, it's obviously really strong. Hyde, I mean, this character is easy, right? All the protagonists have to be easy. Very easy bread and butter. It's very easy game plan. Throw fireball, use the EX version to get in. You don't really need good mix up with him because he does like the most chip damage on block of any character. And his assist kit is super easy to use. It's just a standard assist kit, but it's really strong. Yeah, definitely easy character. All right, Izayoi, media maybe? I don't think she's that hard. Her bread and butters are pretty simple. Her Oki is really simple. You just do like super jump, air dash, and then get auto correct Oki. Assist kit's pretty easy to use. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in medium. Very basic game plan. EX teleport to say fuck neutral. Let's go with Jin. I think Jin's easy. Again, show character, very easy to understand game plan, good assist. He also now in 2.0 he has a screw neutral move, which is just doing EX ice card. I think one of the ice cards are really good now. And then you pop resonance and you just do toga. Yo, you guys are all saying that he's medium or hard, but no one's giving me an explanation. Yeah, we're not talking about high level. Like, yes, he's not the strongest character in the game, but he's very easy to pick up. His bread and butter is super basic. You just do launch into the air move. I never thought Jin would be the most controversial character so far. That's crazy. Let's go with Jubei. I think Jubei is on the harder side, right? I think his game plan, again, non-standard game plan, non-standard assists, doing seals plus assist is very strong and very easy. But like outside of that, like his movement's kind of weird. His block strings are kind of weird. His combos are kind of weird. If you want to be optimal with his combos, he has some of the hardest optimal combos in the game, which is super sick. Yeah, his normals are kind of odd. He's just an odd character to play and not very like straightforward in my opinion. Although his mix-up is pretty straightforward. You either just do overhead or low into assist, and then you do good mix up. All right, Kanji. Yeah, Kanji's definitely an easy. I feel like this character is like mad fucking scrubby. I feel like if you want to get wins at low level, you just play Kanji. The reason I think that is like, one, new players aren't going to block the air command grab. That's like that's free damage against any new player doing air command grab because you have to duck it. That's like really counterintuitive. You can do the dive plus assist. You do the charge persona attacks. Yeah, he's just a scrub killer. Any scrub killer is going to be easy. So Labris, I'm gonna put Labris in medium, even though she's like kind of a gorilla character. She doesn't have the best assist to synergize with, so she's kind of hard to place on the character. Her neutral at low level is not that hard. You just do the chain and then into a move and then call assist, right? And then you just mix up stuff. But she's just like, she feels hard to control, and then her assists aren't that good, so I'm gonna put her in medium. Yeah, she's very unstable character. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, unstable character. You also have the axe meter to balance too. Worst DP in the game. You know, I'm gonna put her in hard. I forgot that you have a meter you have to balance too. Really unstable, unorthodox character that doesn't have like very obvious strong options to do. All right, Linne, I'm gonna put Linne in medium, actually. I feel like she's a character you can just mash and do stuff with and be pretty decent. And like her neutral's pretty straightforward. You just keep throwing air fireball, dash up and do her pretty good buns. And then like she has some like scrub killer stuff too. Like I feel like keeping her out of the air and then like a Linne just doing dive kick plus a 6 is like pretty scrub killer. And then she has like, even her supers are like hard to punish, which is kind of funny too. Assist kit isn't the best, which is like why I have her in medium. And her combos can be a little tricky too. All right, is my easy or medium? Her bread and butter can be a little tricky. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in medium. It's weird because like she's like considered one of the easiest characters in regular BlazBlue, but here like her bread and butter takes a little bit of skill to use. Yeah, the flip combos take some learning. The flip pressure takes some learning to do, where you have to like, yeah, you have to actually use flip in her basic bread and butter. And if you don't, you not do that combo, like you're not really getting the most out of the character. Not even close. She has a pretty straight game plan. I think her assists are pretty easy too. You know, I'm gonna put her in easy. Easy. All right, Makoto. I'm gonna put Makoto in. Dude, I don't fucking know anything about Makoto, bro. All right, Nep. Perfect timing, bro. Makoto's Yumi tier? Wait, really? Wait, all right. Why is she so easy? That's crazy. Yeah, I do agree that like Makoto's assists are pretty bad. And so like that definitely moves her down. Yeah, I might go with that. To summarize, Makoto's easy, she's just bad. She's overall, her gameplay is pretty easy. Her difficulty comes and like she's just not that good, so it's kind of hard to get wins with her, but overall her gameplay is pretty easy. Her assist kit's also a little hard to use too, which is why I consider putting her medium, but I think she's just kind of undertuned. If she got buffs, then I think it'd be more obvious why the character is easy. Okay, I've actually played Merkava for a really long time. Let me think about this one for a second. I feel like I'm the most qualified person to talk about Merkava. I'm gonna put medium. I don't think he's that hard. He's definitely not as hard as some of these characters. Yeah, he's kind of weird. His flight movement's a little awkward, and you have to like do flight cancels. His bread and butter does take a little bit of work to learn for a new player, where you have to do launch into flight and then land and then continue your combo. His mix-up's really easy. You could just do jump C into fireball and that sort of thing. Playing neutral is a little bit tough with the character, but at the same time, like other than his bread and butter, like I feel like how you glide around and charting to understand that's a little unorthodox, which is kind of why I have a medium. But other than that, like his mix-up is really easy to execute. His ground buttons are pretty good. His DP is like really beginner friendly because anytime you see them in the air, you just DP. So yeah, I think it's just the combos that put him in medium. I think his assist kit's also pretty good too. All right, we got Mika. I kind of want to put Mika in medium. Like I felt like she's another character that like kind of felt a little unorthodox, but she also has like very easy to use stuff in neutral. You either just do like charge, jump B or jump C, whatever that move is. You do her dash move plus assist. That's pretty easy, but her assists are pretty hard to use, although she does have a pretty decent assist kit, and her bread and butters are a little tricky to learn too. So I'm gonna put her in medium. Mitsuru. Oh man, if there's a contender for Yumi tier, it's probably Mitsuru. So let's talk about why this character is easy. So you literally, her neutral is pretty straightforward. You just kind of like be a little patient and then do droid plus assist, right? You're either plus on block or you get the hit and then you get full combo. And then once you're plus on block, you know, you just do your basic, you either do a block string into low or a throw, or you go for JB instead of overhead into assist or cross combo, right? Combos are super easy. Neutral super easy. Assist kit can be a little hard to use, but she's a point character. She's probably like the best character start of the round. You just press 5A and then you just run your pressure from there. I mean, our gameplay is just super basic. She's gotta be one of the easiest characters in the game besides Yumi, for sure. Yeah, and JB is like the easiest mix up. You just do JB and then call assist and oh, you mix them up. Congrats. Yeah, I used to DP round start against Mitsuru. That's how ignorant that round start 5A is. Naoto, I think Naoto's medium. You know, honestly, I debated putting her hard because her neutral is a little tricky, especially for new players, because learning where to position traps and trying to zone people out can be kind of tricky. And she also has to manage instant kills, which means like if you hit them once, you put a mark on them and then you can hit them again and you get the kill. So you have to learn how to set up that stuff, which can be a little tricky, but her bread and butters are pretty easy. Her assist kit's really good. And she has probably the scrubbiest thing. If you want to destroy new players, all you have to do with this character is pop resonance and then activate super. Her gun shop super. It's like super hard for new players to punish, and I swear you can get tons of free wins that way. So she's definitely like one of the best resonance characters, especially for new players. So I have to put her in medium for that. All right, is Naoto hardest or hard? I feel like this character is definitely like, even though he's like kind of ignorant of like his DPs and shit, he has some like super technical stuff, but he also has like some super scrubby stuff. One of the hardest characters executionally, like some of his combos are very tricky, just like they were in BlazBlue, but he also has some very scrub friendly stuff. You know, he has his 4P assist is one of the scrubbiest assists in the game. You just kind of call and it takes up half the screen. His DP is also like very scrub friendly, has good recovery, and you don't need to do the super hard bread and butters when you're first learning the character. So I recognize that he is very technical, but at the same time, when you're a new player just starting out, you don't need to necessarily use all the technical stuff. So I'm not gonna put him in the hardest tier. In fact, you could probably argue that he's like a mid-tier as long as you just abuse the scrubby stuff. But to respect his dash cancels and whatnot, I gotta put him in hard tier. I want to say Nia is hard tier too. Her strengths aren't obvious. It's kind of hard to set up her game plan. Her assist kit's trash. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in hard just because her game plan is not that obvious and she does little damage and she's kind of hard to like scrub people out with. I think Nia's hard. All right, 9. Okay, I've always thought that optimal 9 is like down here, like one of these two. I've always said that as a Blake 9 player, I always thought that 9 was the harder character than Blake, which is kind of crazy. A lot of people don't believe me, but I think when you play this character optimally, like your shit gotta be really on point. But when it's really on point, she's one of the cheapest characters in the game. However, when we're not talking like the fully optimized 9, she can be pretty easy. Very big buttons, very good assist, one of the best EX moves in the game, which is EX Fist, goes through projectiles, so you don't have to worry about zoning. You can just spam teleport plus assist. Very hard for new characters to deal with. When you're first starting out with the character, she's not that hard. And the teleport does make it a little tricky, you know, not standard movement, but the fact that she has big buttons, good assists, she's just like straightforward to play, honestly. And then you also have another gauge to monitor too, the spell gauge, where you know, the more you hit them or make them block, then you get a different spell. You have to keep track of the spells too. You know, learning bread and butters and managing the gauge can be kind of tricky, so I'll put her in medium. All right, guys, if you're looking for a character that you want to put 2 minutes into and scrub out your friends, Noel is your character. You can literally just mash on the B button and input random directions and it'll look like you're a god at this game. Optimal Noel can be a little tricky to play, and her assist can be a little hard to use. Neutral can be hard to avoid. She's just the definition of a scrub killer character, and mashing the B button is like easily one of the most effective like 2-minute strategies in the game. All right, new 13. So zoning characters are usually beginner friendly, but I think just because Nu's not the strongest and she can get kind of overwhelmed in this game, I'm gonna put her in medium. You know, zoning characters have probably the most obvious game plan, right? You just throw the swords and can frustrate new players, but once they get past your swords, it can be kind of hard to deal with, and like structuring pressuring with her, knowing when to teleport can be a little tricky. Our bread and butters are super easy, which is also why I consider putting her in easy, but there's some characters that can be very hard to deal with because there's characters that just kind of ignore projectiles, and dealing with those characters as a new player can be very tough to deal with as new, and you have to have a lot of finesse. So that's kind of why I'm putting her in medium, but other than that, like assists, obviousness of game plan, it's all easy. Orie is easy free. This character is brain dead. You just kind of use her big butt. She's like Mitsuru, but slightly harder because she can't just open you up with JB. Her game plan is very basic, right? You just do neutral with big sword normals, get in, do the one bread and butter. That's not that hard to learn. And then if you have one bar, you can just say screw neutral and then do the EX droid that goes full screen and call assist, and you get easy mix up. So, but she does have like tricky stuff potentially combo wise. Yeah, you need TK for the mix up, but I'm talking like if you're just trying to like win at low level, like Orie is pretty straightforward, I think. And assist kit can be a little tricky to use, I will admit, which is why I definitely don't think she's as easy as someone like Mitsuru. All right, so let's talk about Platinum. The reason I think Platinum's hard is, one, her bread and butter is not the easiest. Her game plan, at first it seems really straightforward. You know, you have a big button that you can just kind of swing like Mitsuru, and then, you know, you can lay back and zone out. Like, your game plan is obvious. You use 5A and you back up and you throw projectiles, but they're not very strong. And you also have a lot of different options you gotta use, like your float, and you have your air projectiles. She just has a lot of different options that you have to juggle. And then on top top of that, like her combos are a little tricky and her assists are random. Kind of makes like conversions and synergy work a little funky with her. I'm gonna put her in hard. Yeah, I think if this character was stronger, like she'd have very straightforward approach, because you just mash 5A, get in, you do your instant overhead, and then like back off in zone. Like it's just like standard Shoto gameplay, but like the fact that none of that's like super strong, but she has other options to compensate for that, I think makes her hard, if that makes sense. All right, Rachel, I think Rachel's one of the hardest characters in the game. You would see more of this character because I think she's really strong if the character was easier. One, her bread and butters can be pretty tricky. Her neutral's kind of tricky. She has a win gauge that she has to manage, which is pretty tricky for a new player. And all that combined, plus like the very non-standard assists as well, where you actually like have an assist to set up another assist, that's kind of odd. Overall, I think she's just a hard character and she doesn't really have anything that scrub kills. Yeah, and low damage too, so. Ragna, I think, you know, honestly, like there's part of me that wants to put him in medium, part of me that wants to put him in easy. This character at low level is like unblockable, right? Because no one's punishing Gauntlet Hades. You can just do Gauntlet Hades. It's super easy mix-up option. His combos aren't that hard. His assists aren't that hard. Okay, I'm gonna put Ragnar in easy just because like he has a 5A that kind of just chains really well into things. His EX moves are good. You can just like kind of do the EX Grim Reaper, whatever that move's called, and that's like pretty good at low level. And Gauntlet Hades is like impossible block for a no new player is punishing Gauntlet Hades, and so this character is a walking 50-50 against any new player, right? All right, RWBY. RWBY's obviously easy, right? You know, the crazy thing about RWBY is that she actually has some really technical things that a lot of people don't realize. Like RWBY has some very sick combos that you can do at high level. She also has like gun blast cancels, and there's a lot of like really neat stuff you can do with her that's like technically tough. But again, this is for newer players, and for newer players, she's just a walking gorilla, or a flying gorilla, because her air dashes and jump normals are really good. So you just kind of jump around and do 5B, and it's really good. And then you get a combo, you just do the basic bread and butter and the buzzsaw and do Godoki. Her jump C, while most high level players can block it, lower level players aren't blocking it. You get a full combo. I mean, yeah, this character is like brain dead at lower levels for sure. All right, Susano'o. I think Susano'o is either easy or medium, right? You do have to learn the relaunch combos, but big buttons, obvious game plan, just go in and be a monkey. Easy to use assist. 6P is like has to be one of the easiest assists to use in the game, right? You just kind of call it and it just destroys stuff. Command grab's also a scrub killer too. I feel like you could just do EX command grab and no new players blocking that. Yeah, definitely easy. All right, Tager. Tager's also a scrub killer character. Let's be real. Well, he's not that strong at high level. I feel like charge 5B going like half screen into like overheads. New players aren't blocking that. His command grab where he sucks you in. New players aren't reacting to that. He has EX Spark Bolt. You know, new players aren't looking for that. Very hard to stop at low level. Even his 2B, which goes like 2/3 screen, people aren't going to react with DP, for example, against that. Yeah, this character is 100% a scrub killer. Probably goes up like here, to be honest. All right, I think Teddie is one of the harder characters in the game for sure. He's hard or hardest. I'm gonna put him in hardest, actually. You guys know Teddie has his item throw. You have to memorize, you don't have to memorize the order, but you have to like plan specific combos around the items. The bread and butter to like get the most out of this character requires you to do item toss mid combo, which can be like kind of tricky to do. And then like knowing what to do when the items come out is pretty tricky. But at the same time, like if you're a new player, I think his basic game plan, you could just do 5B and that normal is really good. 5BB, item toss, and that kind of thing. He also has a very good advancing move plus assist. I do think he has like some scrub killer properties to him. Also is like his 6P assist I feel like is really good for like new players. I'm actually kind of think he might be in hard because like he got some scrub killer stuff because the new players aren't going to know what the items are either. You have to optimize them, but he has bat. That's what it comes down to. You have to optimize him, but he has bat. Have to optimize him, but he has the bat. All right, he's in hard. All right, so Vatista, this character is easy, free. Easiest assist kit to use in the game, potentially. Very obvious what everything does. Zoning's quite easy to use too. Very easy pressure, very easy bread and butters. This character is just really easy in general. She belongs like up here for sure. All right, you know what? I'm actually gonna make a new tier because I think there's definitely a lot of stratification in the easy tier. Easiest. So I'm gonna move just to break this up. Maybe like this. What do you guys think? Put Adachi up there as well. All right. The reason I broke this out is because I don't think Wald is easiest, but I think he's in the easy tier. I think has a lot of similar things to these characters. Easy bread and butter, good assist, can kind of get zoned out, and it doesn't have the best TP and that sort of thing. So overall, he's just really easy, but he has some flaws that don't make him as easy to use as some of the easiest characters. All right, Weiss. I feel like Weiss got the scrub killer stuff of like 5A, and like the zoning's really good at low level, but she has some like pretty technical stuff too. I don't think she's medium. I think she's either easy or easiest. Yeah, I think she just has too many scrub killer stuff. Okay, so Weiss is another character like RWBY where she has very technical stuff at high level. Like she could do land cancels that really optimize her damage, but as a new player, you don't need those, right? You just have super Brolic button, 5A, goes into 5A, easy combos until launch into whatever you want to do, or you go into EX and get a lot of damage. And then her zoning is actually pretty effective at low level too. Just kind of throw up the ice shard, throw up some homing projectiles, and you get in. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, she's easiest. I mean, her game plan's too straightforward. Another super easiest character, just do 5B and like armor through stuff. No new player is going to stop that. And if you can't get into 5B range, just like jump back, throw fireballs, or do like jump C plus assist. Jump C mix-ups too good against new players. And you can also do her 214A to get in. Yeah, easiest free. This character is just a girl that's like very strong and very easy to pick up. Yosuke, medium maybe? His game plan, while obvious, which is to run away and like hit and run and then eventually get him in the block string, you do have to like have good control of his air movement, which can be kind of tricky for a new player. You kind of have to run in and like take risks with him too, but his pressure once started, it's pretty basic. Also, like his bread and butter does take a little practice to get to. Assist kit can be a little hard to use, but overall, like the fact that his game plan is so obvious in how he wants to do it, and it's actually pretty strong too, I think puts him in medium. All right, you again, easiest tier free. So the reason I put someone like you above Jin is the fact that like he just has an easier time in neutral. You just kind of do 5A, or you do like CO plus assist. Also, his like assist kit's a little easier to use. A quick projectile 6P compared to like a Jin 6P is just in general like a little easier, simpler to use, and he's just a little stronger too. And he's also like, yeah, his bread and butters are quite easy to use as long as you're not doing the optimal stuff. But even the optimal stuff's not too tricky. I think Yukiko is hard. I think Yukiko, okay, I would put Yukiko in like honestly hardest tier. I think this character has like tons of optimization, tons of stuff to learn at like high level, but this character has so much scrub killer shit that I almost want to put this character in medium or easy. The zoning at low level is hard to deal with. Easily the best reversal super at low level, free. And like you can just get by with doing like very basic bread and butter combos like AA into JC for overhead, or you go into the persona low. 6P at beginner level is also very easy to use. High level, she's down here, but to scrub kill people, she's probably medium. I think Yuzu's a scrub killer. You literally just do the slash and the teleport slash, and no new player is blocking that. Her bread and butters are a little tricky, but her assist kit's really easy to use. 6P is still one of the best assists. Good DP at low level. Yeah, she's just a scrub killer. She does have some technicality to her at high level, like learning her optimal bread and butters. I think are still quite hard, but the fact that like you could just literally do slash and then teleport slash plus assist and like just blow up any new player is like, yeah, that has to put her in easy for sure. If you want to optimize this character, she's like hardest. I feel like she's just like, she's so technical that like, yeah, I'll put her in medium. All right, Seth, last character, has some scrubby stuff, especially like his EX full screen dash, but his assist gets kind of hard to use. I think his bread and butter Tiz take a little practice. Yeah, I think the fact that just because he's like scrubbing, his game plan's like, to me, it's super obvious, right? You jump away, you throw an orb. Once you get the orb out, you go in. That's very easy for a new player to understand. His bread and butter is not that hard. Assist can be a little tricky to use, but whatever, he's mainly designed to be on point anyways. Yeah, easy character. All right, boys, what do you guys think? How's this list look? We did it. That took a little longer than I thought, but we did it. Move Adachi to medium. Is there any non-Adachi player in the chat that wants me to move on the medium? Please let me know. Don't you dare move Adachi. That's funny. To Fisher Price easy, yeah. All right, YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know this is a long one. As always, if you guys appreciate the content, please consider like, sharing, and subscribing. Really helps out the channel. And if you have any additional thoughts or you disagree with some of these placements, for example, you think Yumi's the hardest character in the game, let me know down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.